I meant to get a haircut today too, but
Kidding?
the girl I've been going to lately, she wasn't in this morning. And I was
Uh,
like, man, if I go to the wrong person, they're going to butcher my hair and this is going to be awful.
the difference between a good and a hair and a bad haircut is
What's that?
4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Pedro, welcome to the Can We Focus podcast. I never know if I should look here or down at you because you're here. Usually I have you up here, but my monitor's messed up.
Oh, that's cool. Do your thing, man.
So, yeah, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it.
Sure.
So, how's your day going?
Pretty slow. Like I was telling you, it's the first time that I can actually read. I feel like advertising something like this, just like this is everything at the same time and then comes back down.
Yeah.
Rethinking your life, wearing pajamas at noon and feeling depressed. I'm never gonna get a job again. And then you're like, what is this? The eye of the hurricane. So I've been juggling with a bunch of projects, personal projects, campaigns. I've been doing some art directing, which is pretty fun too. So they just happen so to all decided to happen in the same 2-3 months instead of it spread out throughout the year. So it's been fun to be unemployed for a day.
Yeah, I get it. That's how it seems to go too. Like you'll have those dead moments where it's just nothing, and you get caught up on everything, and it feels good, and then all of a sudden, like a couple days later, you're behind again.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part of being a freelance in general.
Mm-hmm.
To manage money, for instance, because one day you're rich, you're like so much money in your bank account, and it's very easy to fall for that trap of like, oh wow, I'm rich.
Yeah.
And 24, 25-year-old Pedro was so lured to all this. But then you can go months, sometimes a year without getting anything. So whenever I get anything, I split by 12. Like, oh yeah, so I do not make good money just yet.
Yeah.
So it's a weird mental exercise, mental gymnastics that I have to do with both work and the finances. Yeah. So it was 2000, 2 years ago. I had made, I don't know, $10,000 in November. There was nothing that year. It was 2021 was like the peak of COVID. And I thought, well, that's it. December came and I got 2 campaigns like 3 weeks apart. And I bought the car that I have now cash because it's just like,
oh, wow.
Boom, boom. I'm like, holy cow. But that's kind of advertising for you. It's just like such a roller coaster of emotions and finances, and not for everyone. I used to work for IBM as a computer scientist, believe it or not. And the most traditional company you could think of. So if you had $0 in your bank account on the second day of the month, 5 p.m., you could go do a grocery shopping and you would tap and you would be 100% sure the money was there. And then you get to this crazy, delightful math that advertising and freelancing. And so it's a weird thing. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, that's for sure. So one thing I wanted to talk, because we've talked a little bit online through Instagram, but not very much. I would say we don't actually know each other, to be fair.
If you guys are watching this, we're just meeting now.
Yeah. So this is crazy. So I guess I know a little bit about you because I tried to come into this prepared.
Thank you.
Just based on what's online. But so let me get a little bit about like who you are. I believe if I did my research properly, you're Brazilian, right?
No,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
No, I'm Brazilian. I'm just joking. Yeah. No, I was born in Brazil. Yes. São Paulo. Yeah.
So cool. So what, I guess kind of like what drives you? Like how'd you get from there to where you are now?
Sounds like a simple question, is it?
You would think so.
If I want to be philosophical, it's just like, the drive to explore the world. But the truth is, it's just like it's been a stupid 22-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I had a good life and I didn't know. You know, Brazil's a great country. The cost of living is not that crazy. We have, the ocean, this and that. I had just graduated from computer school. I went to computer sciences college degree, and I got a good job with IBM. And I hate it. I had every bit of the damn thing. I was bad at it. My bosses knew I hated it and never really gave me much attention because they knew I wouldn't stay for long. And, you're 22, you think you're, brave and a hero. And I genuinely do not know that. And like, I want to explore the world. And São Paulo is like, I don't know if I've ever been to New York, but it's kind of like New York. It's gray, it's grungy, it's busy. It's just like, let me do my thing, mind my business, pay my bills, and do it again. And the poetic, romantic 20-year-old Pedro didn't like any of that. And on top of it, my relationship just like went bananas. And like, I don't like this city. I don't like my job. I don't have a relationship anymore. And then as I was working for IBM, that was the great thing that happened to me. I was being exposed to international ideas, right? Because it literally is called international business machine. So, I got to meet people from different parts of the world and like, oh man, that would be cool to explore. So I decided going to New Zealand.
Wow.
Then and then the next week to the UK, which I didn't. And then a friend of mine say, "Oh, why don't you go to New York?" And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds like a cool idea," and it was too expensive. So again, a 20-year-old kid. So I started just pondering pros and cons on where I would go. And I kid you not, people listening and watching this, my decision to move into the United States, more specifically Atlanta and Georgia, was CNN is there and Coca-Cola's there. That will be. I changed my entire life based on these two little factoids that I saw online. I thought, that would be fun. And of course, 36-year-old Pedro today, look at her just like, what a stupid child.
Yeah, but
I mean, serendipity, right? Just
at the crux of it, though, like basing your decisions on what Coca-Cola does is not a bad move. A lot of other companies do it.
But it's just, I don't know, dude. Because that's cool. There's a fun thing. I want to visit Coca-Cola and I want to visit CNN. I didn't even think like I want to work for Coca-Cola or one of those big companies.
Yeah, just wanted to go.
Yeah, and next thing I know, I'm in a completely different country, a language I couldn't speak.
You came without being able to speak?
I thought I could.
Wow.
And you on, off, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And I thought, I can't speak English. So I arrive in Atlanta, Georgia, heaviest accent in the South. And there's me that I remember going to Best Buy. First interaction that I had with an American that was not my host family. It was an African-American guy, and I needed an adapter for my computer. And I remember the minute I asked him, he replied with not only the Southern accent, but the African-American accent. I almost cried. I'm like, I do not speak this language. But again, it was a delightful pain to learn I'm not sure if I would do it again, but I don't regret anything.
Yeah, that's good.
Everything that I know as an adult happened in this country. My heartbreaks, my happiness, the victories. So thank you, stupid 22-year-old Pedro who loved Coca-Cola.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. I mean, I speak Brazilian. I think I'd be fine. Portuguese, I guess.
No, there's a movement now that we should call Brazilian because we're bigger than Portugal, which is the colony.
Yeah.
More, it's a completely different dialect. Think about Spanish English and American English. It's completely different. And there's a movement saying that we should call it Brazilian because it's a different language.
I can say obrigado, and that's it. That's all I know.
I'd
be fine.
That's the beginning. You smile very well. So that is a big deal in Brazil. If you're friendly, if you're not an a-hole, and you're willing to learn, Brazilians will treat you like a king.
I'd be terrible. I'm a massive asshole.
I have this theory. I genuinely have this theory that the best way to learn a language is by trauma.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, because it's just like, if you go to school and then you leave and you you just don't train it, you don't have a need for the language, you're not going to learn it.
Yeah.
That's when you need toilet paper and you don't know what aisle it is.
Yeah.
Or you order a cup of coffee and people do not know what you're ordering. That you're like, now that's personal. I have to learn this.
And it's great when you can, there are those people that you come across too that you can communicate with non-verbally. It's like an intuitive thing. And it's really neat because there are some of those people you just kind of click with and you just kind of understand each other without actually using words.
In comm school, because eventually I went to school of journalism and we learned that the actual communication is mostly nonverbal, like 70-80% of what we talk through eye, sight, and through, I mean, if you're Italian, the hands, the plays.
I love those memes where it's like trying to get my Italian boyfriend to not use his hands. It's so funny.
I saw one, she had a little rubber band and say training for my trip to Italy.
That's great.
It's cute. Anyway, yeah, so that was it. It was basically not knowing better.
That's cool. Let's see. I'm going to take a very quick moment. I'm going to see if I can get this monitor on, because if I can move it here so I can look at you, I'll feel like not such a dick.
No, you're good, dude. You're overthinking it.
I was looking, like, checking my other stuff, and I realized that not only did I leave my headphones at home, I left my entire camera bag at home. And so I had to go back and actually get my camera. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, I don't know if you heard any of that. I walked away from the microphone while talking.
No, I wasn't paying attention. Were you talking to me?
My camera turned off. What the fuck? I was yeah, there we go. I was saying that one of my issues this morning is that when I left and I was on the road, traffic was real bad as normal. But I realized, I was like, oh, I left my headphones, my earbuds at home. And I was like, I'll be okay. I don't need them. I have my studio headphones, the over-the-ear headphones. I was like, I'll use those. That's what I had to do in the last recording because I left my earbuds. But then as I was driving, I was like, wait a minute, where's my laptop? So I took my phone and I took a picture behind me of my back seat, and my laptop wasn't there. And then not only that, I looked over and I put my camera bag in my daughter's car seat. I looked over in the back seat, my camera bag wasn't there. And I was like,
God, dude.
I was like, oh, did somebody steal my shit when I was at daycare or something like that? And I realized, no, I just left it at home. So I had to go back.
The most human thing, though, just like you screw up and then like, you did this to me. All the time. If I lose something, like somebody must have stolen it.
Yeah. So I went back and grabbed my camera and my camera bag, and I almost forgot my headphones again, but I grabbed them.
We have 12 more hours until you can reach that, whatever this day is.
And then I've got this going on too. So like right here is a sensor spot on my camera.
That's gonna drive you crazy.
It's been driving me crazy. I've been using my backup camera on stuff. I'm gonna have to scoot over. I've been using my backup camera.
Do you want to reschedule this? If you want, we can.
No, I'm great. I love this. This is real life.
Okay, cool.
I meant to get it cleaned, and I cleaned it myself, but I couldn't get the spot off my sensor. I feel like it's behind the protective plane, and I have to send it off.
Dude, I have one on my Canon. Hopefully my clients don't say this ever. And it's been there for over a year. And to take it's inside the sensor, and to take it out, you have to send for maintenance.
Yeah.
I'm so sloppy about this, man. The person who buys this camera, I mean, it's a warrior. It's a real pro camera. That thing has been through so much. I just procrastinate over it, but it's there all the time. I don't think because I mean, if you're doing on the stills, just takes a second to see. But I know it. I see it.
Yeah, I was shooting at f/22 the other day, and it was just like crisp. I could see every detail of the piece of fuzz or whatever it is. It hurt me. And today I was like, I'm gonna be at 2.8. I won't see anything, but I'm at like 5.6, and it's just it's just killing me. But oh well. So that kind of takes me into one of the other questions I had for you. I wanted to ask you about your preferred camera system. Like, you know, what do you prefer to use, or what would you like to use? So you shoot Canon, right?
Well, I shoot Canon out of laziness.
Okay.
I don't pledge allegiance to any any system. I just know the system with Canon, and I'm too lazy to learn Sony. I literally bought a Sony. I had it in my hands. I took a selfie with it. And then I look at the menus like, man, that's so long. I sent it back. It really did. It was one of the alpha several years ago. I think at this point, genuinely, there's no free lunch anymore. Whichever camera you get that's a flagship camera is going to do amazing things. Matter of fact, I have I love this new R5. I've been with Canon since the Rebels. That's my first camera, and this camera that I have is the best camera ever shot.
Nice.
The R5 focus is just ridiculous.
That's great. I know that I used to work at a camera shop like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, maybe longer, and people would always be like, what is the best camera? And I'm like, honestly, they're kind of all the same. It's and when you were talking about the menu, it's what feels good in your hands. I would tell people, go to a camera store. If they were at the camera store, I'd just have them hold them. But if we were out somewhere, I'd say, go to a camera store, hold it in your hands, see what feels good, and look at the menu. And whatever seems intuitive to you is the one to go with. Because at the end of the day, they do all do the same job. They didn't used to. Like Canons used to be better at videos. Nikons used to be better at either focus or light, like off-camera flash or whatever. But like now they're all the same.
It depends a lot on what. I mean, the details are so small. If you want to talk about camera, I have actually this is the intro to my website, and I joke that I'm not a tech guy. If you want to talk, gearhead, talk to my DP, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's good at this thing. But the details, if you want to talk about gear, it depends a lot what you do. My world is chaos. It's complete chaos all the time. Whether it's documentary, whether it's advertising, I'm always behind things. I'm always feel like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible. This is going to be a mess. And eventually it comes together. I've been doing this for a decade. It's still the same. If I'm piggybacking on motion, it's even worse because I'm not priority. So like, come on, Pedro, go there. You got 1.5 minutes, literally. And you don't have like, oh, but that's just a little. Well, go home and cry, and we don't pay you. That's that's how advertising is.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just a matter of remember those movies that you can assemble a weapon without looking at it. It's for me, it's the only advantage that I have with Canon. I don't have to look at that thing to know where everything is. So if somebody say you got 35 seconds, and I'm not exaggerating, last campaign I shot, like, come on, Pedro, we got 35. Can you do anything with that? Say, hells yeah. Boom, 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 boom. It is. Whereas I think if to learn a new system, I would have to do a lot of test shots, and I don't have time for test shots. And I'm too lazy to build up from the ground to get to the level of comfort that I have shooting Canons. But if you want to sit here and talk about bad things that I know about Canon, I wouldn't, because they don't sponsor me. But they're not.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Canon or Nikon. Sony's, however,
autofocus sucks. Our autofocus is fantastic, but
I remember when Canon came out with I don't remember which camera it was, but they were like, Canon now has 51 points of autofocus, and I was like, because as a Nikon guy, we've had like 50 something forever, and they were like, we have 51 focus points, and I'm like, what did you have before? Like, and someone was like, we only had 7. I was like, how do you fucking do your job?
I had like was it the 6D or the Mark IV? I think it was the Mark IV. Workhorse, man, fantastic camera. But you would trigger, you focus right on the ball of the eye. You were there, and then you press the button, you look in the viewfinder, and it was like ADD max. He was focusing like on somebody across the street, and like, why? You told me that you were with me.
Yeah,
the R5, like 70 to 80% of the time, it gets it.
That's crazy.
But the autofocus for Canon has always been my my Achilles heel, sort of.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Yeah.
I would say, let's see. So when you're talking about like, only having 35 seconds per, like, for a project or for a subject or whatever it is, I wanted to ask what some of your favorite projects were, or like if you have any stories that kind of stand out to you from like on set or anything like that.
Oh, that's a hard question, man. I love, it's like, tell somebody what's their favorite child.
I know people ask me, they're like, what's one of your best projects that really showcase? And in my head, I'm like, I can't think of anything I've ever done. It's just all gone.
Yeah, it's just like, it's so much pressure and so much going on that it's hard. I love Belize. We just shot a huge campaign for Visit Belize, and I shot with some of my good friends, and I met this delightful director, Russ. I cannot pronounce his name. Russ Haynes. Let me look up so I don't misspell his name. Such an amazing
He's
guy.
gonna be in the comments. He's gonna be
Yeah.
like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think Russ is Russ Haynes. I think that's his last name. And he's so talented, and we are all together in an island for 10 days and running against time, and it was horrible in like workload. It was just like fast paced and hot. It was so humid, but there's so many great professionals there, and we all working towards tell the same story. It was pretty fantastic, but generally I cannot pinpoint one. This one is fresh on my mind. I just direct motion and stills now. Uh,
Okay.
I spent 15 days in Palm Springs shooting for Visit Greater Palm Springs with one of my best industry friends, Steven Snavely. He's out of San Antonio. And it was skeleton crew. We had like 5 of us. And by the end of this campaign, we became best friends. We're going to Egypt together just for
Oh
fun.
wow, that's
Uh,
awesome.
so, yeah, generally hard to tell. Shot the new campaign for, look at me name dropping like crazy. Can you
Yeah, do it.
names that I'm
I
dropping?
was I was gonna ask you about like Toyota and Visit Dallas and stuff
Yeah,
like that, but you
I'm,
went right to
I'm
Belize.
sorry for dropping all of this. You
No, that's
asked.
good.
Yes. Toyota's was special because I was after Toyota for several years.
Hmm.
Work with Toyota is like, yeah, it massages your ego. You
Oh
made it.
yeah.
You feel you know that you made it when Sachi and Toyota like, yeah, we want you to do it. And then you are like, it's a joke, but it's kind of serious. When you get to this level, it's the NFL of advertising. When you get to work with Deutsch and Sachi and Toyota and all this, there's no, oh, we're buddies, therefore let me hire you. There's no such a thing because the budget's
Right.
so massive.
Yeah.
They got to believe that you're going to do a good job. And again, I've been doing this for 10 years, and this is the first time in my career that I actually teared up once I caught a rap. Because I'm like, this happened. It's
Yeah.
past tense now. No matter what happens, no one in my life
Yep.
wrap this damn campaign. So I think, okay, of all of this, I think Toyota was the most symbolic for me to actually chase something for 6, 7 years. I went through 3 bids that they did not pick me. I was like the runner up or one of the 3. And finally to get to shoot that campaign was an international campaign and solo. I was not piggybacking a motion or anything. It was my show. And that was definitely symbolic for me. And you say what you want, but it makes people look at you differently. You're the
Oh
same
yeah.
person. You're shooting the same thing you've been shooting all the time. But like, oh yeah, I did this. Again, big mass like any campaign that I have. There are 2 certainties in life. It will come to an end. And at some point in that campaign, something's going to blow up.
Yeah.
Every single campaign that is a drama happening, it's just a matter how you fix it.
Yeah. Do you have any stories from on set like that?
Oh, dude, all the
It could be
time.
good. It could be bad. It could be whatever.
For instance, Toyota, we had to shut Highway 75. I mean, it's California for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So the logistics to close Highway 75 take, law enforcement agents, organization, and time, and this and that. Lots of people on set, and we are generally it's like you're behind schedule all the time. And I learned lots of words in English that day because, there's this huge convoy of people waiting for us. So whenever they would have passed, they were not happy at all.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you feel powerful, though.
Yeah, like, I bet.
Let me close a highway.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Pretty cool. But I don't have like bad, horrible stories. It's more like, oh shoot, the sun is going down. We haven't got
right.
Sir. The one bad story, if you will, is just I was really a rookie, and I call it a 10-hour day, and we had to go a 12-hour day, and we're really upset about that. But that was like, yeah, there's no bad story.
Good.
It's always like the natural drama of being in trying to feed very ambitious plans from clients and agency into a 12-hour days, which it's a silly thing. Like for Toyota, the deliverables were 5 or 6 images. And you think, oh, that's very little, right? I remember generally thinking we're going to shoot everything and then steal some shots. And we barely got those 6 images.
Wow.
Because the amount of dancing that it goes into it. Like I say, highway patrol. We are working with CGI. So we have the client, the team. It is a delightful mass. It's just like a lot of things that come together, and you think it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Holy shit, it worked. And I don't know if I answer your question. Just like,
yeah, no, I just like to know what it's kind of like. I mean, there's no specific question really. It's like I like hearing about what it's like for other people on their projects or on their sets, or like there's, like you're saying, there's always something that goes on. There's always something that comes up, and a big part of our job, problem solving. So like you're saying, it's not always bad. It's just things happen, and you have to figure out how to do that.
I think it gets back to the whole ideology of the NFL. If you play the NBA, if you play the NFL, Major League Soccer, nobody's going to ask you if you can play soccer, if you can play basketball.
Right.
You're there.
Yeah.
God knows, dude. I feel like when you get to this level, it's much more about nuances and than it is about how great your work is. If you go, like I have a Lerzer archive workbook, not being paid to say that. But if you go, you can get one of this, stop at any page, and you're going to get great images.
Yeah.
No question. Everybody here is great. I think it's about how can you solve the client's problem? How can you, if you're beginning, let me give you this one golden tip. Everybody's good. How can people tolerate being on set with you for 10 days is what can make the difference. Or being in a 110-degree day on set for 12, 15 hours with you. It's about being friendly. It's about being objective. It's about delivering what you promised to deliver. And generally not being much of an a-hole. That's a big chunk, because for the life of me, we still have so many people that they think they're operating hearts or jumping on fire to save kitty cats. Truth of the matter, I have this thing that is the theory of insignificance. What I do is very cool. I own it. I get to travel the world and do things, but ultimately on the scale of the universe, it's just taking photos, generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not saving lives. You're not. There's not in advertising.
Yeah.
So there are still people in this industry that still think that we are really, really, really important. And I never have that in my mindset. I'm very blessed and grateful that we do what we do, and I get to play the game. But I never I'm so better than Brian is. No.
Well, I mean, you did shoot for Toyota. So.
I mean, there's
but
that.
I've been to the Coca-Cola factory, so I haven't. I've never been there.
Yeah. So anyway.
So when you're doing these big projects, so you said you were bidding for Toyota for years. So I guess, so is this something you typically do on your own? Do you work with agencies, or do you work with firms or anything like that? Or is this just you going after Toyota on your own?
I start with saying a prayer every morning and then do some voodoo.
Uh-huh. Let me write that down.
Brazil, there's a musician slash poet that he says in one of his songs that he prays for whichever is closest and more likely to answer his prayers. And I think that's kind of advertising. I do everything, man. I just don't do pole dancing because I'm the only Brazilian who cannot dance. It's like a religion, really. You gotta do very tedious and expensive things that nobody will guarantee it will work. You get source books; they're bloody expensive. Some of them are like $7,000-8,000 a year. I could never trace back if somebody like, I found you on this source book, whichever you name. There's many out there. You do your homework if I'm not. I'm not gonna do free advertising because they don't give me anything. Email. I feel like I'm in the business of being ignored.
Yeah.
Or you send emails. I send emails daily. I never hear back from people.
I think my last campaign, I got 1% return. I think for every 100, I got 1 to 3 responses.
Kind of good though. It's kind of.
It was good, but it sounds so bad.
It's so counterintuitive because in the real world, if I talk to Brian and Brian ignores me, and I talk to him again, Brian ignores me, I say, I better leave Brian alone. Yeah. And in advertising, it's like, yeah, they're still opening my email.
Yeah.
It's a complete different parameter that I have in the real world because I talk a lot. So it masks a lot my shyness. I'm an introvert. This is my world. I love being at home. I put myself out there a lot. But so to be rejected and to wake up every morning knowing I would be rejected, used to be. Now just like what. But used to be the end of the world. I know another director, never say names, but they would cry. Like,
oh, wow.
Depressed when they would lose a bid or something.
There are times when like it feels personal. I know it's not, but man, sometimes it feels like it. So
I made a rule, 24-hour rule. So I lose a bid, which again, I kind of good at what I do. And it's still, the rate is something like 8/1. So for every campaign that you see me shooting that looks like, oh, Pedro's working all the time, I heard, oh, we decided going in a different direction.
Yep.
About 7-8 times.
Yep.
And then around 3 or 4, you start questioning your whole existence. Like, maybe I do suck and they finally found out. So it is a mind game. So I know somebody that whenever they lose, I feel like gossiping now. Whenever they lose a campaign, they got devastated for weeks. And you cannot, dude. You just cannot. So I have this 24-hour rule for myself. I let myself to be, I'm not sure if I can curse in here.
Oh, yeah. Go for it. Whatever you want to say.
Shit-faced. I don't drink, so chocolate is my drug of choice.
Nice.
24 hours. The day after, like a sociopath, I wake up like nothing happened and get back and email people again. Because you cannot afford it. That's what you do for a living. You are rejected for a living, and then you get crumbs out of this rejection. Yep. It's just like you're shaking a tree with a bunch of green fruits and hoping that one will fall. Yeah. And not always is the case. So it is, it's a nerve-wracking career, really. Yeah. But when you do it, you do it. And if I get like 4 campaigns a year, that's decent. There is still a lot of money in advertising. You just gotta find where it is. It's like a hunting sort of thing.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, Oh man, it's just got me thinking about like all those times I gotta hype myself up to send emails or make cold calls or whatever. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I know what's gonna happen, but I gotta do it because if you don't do it, you don't work.
It does not get better. I'm doing this for a decade now. Every time somebody, there are ways to somebody opens your email and they don't click on the link. Like, I spent a whole night preparing.
Yeah. I carefully wrote this email. I spelled your name right.
Yeah. But it's part of the And it's not just us, motion directors, actors, you name it. Any creative is so similar. I find very interesting how similar the backbone of being an actor is compared to being a director. There's a lot of heartbreaks. There's a lot of Bryan Cranston, who's one of my favorite creatives on this planet, said something once that I really took to my heart. It's not your job to get the job. It's your job to be ready for it. Mm-hmm. If somebody looks at your portfolio and is sloppy, you don't have a decent body of work, your website is not pleasantly looking, that's on you. If you did all your homework and somebody still doesn't hire you, the job was not for you.
Yeah. And that's a big thing I think a lot of people need to learn when they're starting is that, I mean, it's a bit different, but not every client is your client.
Oh yeah, it's hard to believe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, it's my children. If I put this photos or video or stories out there, I do believe they are relevant. So for someone to tell you, yeah, you're not good enough, I would name names here. Genesis. Mm-hmm. I'm a personal friends with the creative director of Genesis. And I know for a fact that those guys are not hiring me. We're buddies. We went out, personal project on the beach not long ago. I just posted on Instagram, matter of fact. And I know they're not going to hire me because they changed their style to something that I don't do. Mm-hmm. It's a more like the luxurious kind of what I call like product type. It's focused on the machine and the gloss and the beauty of the stitches. Gorgeous. They hire a German guy to do that. It was just like with the probe lenses.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can Pedro replicate that? No. So it's a humbling process of telling yourself you're not the last Oreo in the cookie sleeve.
Yeah.
There are great people that, have work that is more appropriate for the client. It's not better or worse. It's the more appropriate.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a humbling experience that everybody has to learn.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you learn, come back and tell me how you did it.
Oh yeah, I will. I'll do it again. So when you do get the job and you are the photographer for them, so what's it like on set with you? Like how do you run your set, or like what do you like to have with you, like the people or whatever it is?
Yeah, whether it's motion or stills, I feel like, so I used to work in corporate, like I said in the beginning of the conversation, and there's this clear hierarchy. You don't talk to blah, blah, blah. And I promised myself that whatever I would do for a living, I would not have this kind of nonsense. Mm-hmm. And I generally have a meeting. I'm always cracking jokes. I do deliver. But I'm always like super light. And I had a situation which a producer would scream on my set and scream at everybody. And we actually had at it. And I say, you don't get to scream at people on my set. We're a bunch of adults. Mm-hmm. Again, if you're doing this for a living, you are the cream of the crop when it comes to creating. And I try to run the set like that. I mean, I'm not there to be anybody's, babysitter.
Yeah.
If you're the key grip and you likely been doing this for a decade or two. If you're the producer, you've been producing, like the producer that I work with now, she's been doing this for 35 years.
Oh, wow.
36. So I don't think there's a need to be forceful with people who are really good at what they do. It's the job of the producer to herd cats. I don't, but there are ways and ways to do it. So on my set, generally is it's pretty chill. I try not to be a drill sergeant, and I don't like when anybody's going to drill sergeant because it kicks in my anxiety. Mm-hmm. And that's my kryptonite.
Yeah.
If I'm anxious, if I'm nervous, I cannot focus on creating. And so now I have meetings with my casting crew, and no ego, no screaming. And that's how I try. I mean, of course, everybody gets nervous from time to time. Say one thing or another is different from screaming at each other. And so that's how I try to. Of course, some things go out of control. Mm-hmm. People get nervous. And you gotta have a feel. Sometimes the situation is not calling for jokes. Sometimes it gets, if you're 3 hours behind the schedule, maybe just cracking jokes is not the best.
Yeah.
But again, it comes with territory. Most of these people are doing this for a living for longer than I am. So I feel more like on the grateful side than anything. Thank you for having 30 years of experience and giving this semi rookie your expertise. So when you see from this perspective, it's really hard to just try to be the drill sergeant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The art department guy has kids my age, or the producer has kids my age. Like, how can you try to be an a-hole with people who have this level of experience?
Yeah, I get that. So when you are on set, when you're working on set and you've got your team and everything, what is something, well, I guess like it's kind of a two-parter. Do you do music on your sets and you have music playing, or is, too much of distracting? And then what is, I love music on my sets. I have to have it. But then also like, what's something you have to have on your set?
Food.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
For me, it's energy drinks for me. Like
I joke that I'm this for the crafty. I just do side quests, but I'm this for the free food.
You have a favorite?
It's funny that you asked that. There was a situation on my set. I don't need music really, because my mind is a jukebox, and again the LED is just like constantly playing music in it. But there was kind of a little. And ultimately, the client is who decides. If the client does not want music. But it depends a lot. Johnny Jeff, if you're in this industry, you know Johnny Jeff. He's a brother to me and my Digitech for years and years now. And he's constantly playing music. Doesn't bother me, doesn't, take away my attention. But for me, it's a hit and miss. I really don't need music specifically. No. But I know people who cannot create without it.
Yeah.
Listen.
So for the craft services, what's your go-to? What's your favorite guilty snack?
I live so I can eat.
I know you said you love chocolate.
I'm crazy about chocolate. Peanut M&Ms.
No, man.
Funny thing, because I started that kind of as a joke, and now every set that I am, people bring me peanut M&Ms, and I never say no.
Yeah.
Like, yo, let's go with that. Somebody, how was it? I don't remember. Somebody brought a box of peanut M&Ms. My now good friend Steven Snavely, when I shot Visit Dallas with them, it was pretty cool. We do not know each other. There's also tension when you're shooting motion and stills, because the motion take much more manpower or women power, and there's also tension, right? The egos, like two high level professionals, and Steven is one of the nicest human beings I know. Not hyperbole, objectively one of the nicest human beings. And Steven came to the set, introduced himself, and said, "Hey man, brought you something," and got a bag of M&Ms. And I thought that was the coolest thing. I still have that bag. I just visit Dallas, and I still keep that as a memory sake.
That's really cool.
And it broke the ice. And again, we're going to we shot again not long ago for Palm Springs. It's still not out. And we're going to Egypt together, just on the boys trip. So
that's really cool.
Yeah. Kindness does not take a lot, and I appreciate that. But anyway, to get back to your question, M&Ms. If I pick one thing, M&Ms as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's great.
And pastries. I love pastries.
Oh man, a good Danish. Yeah, man.
I'll talk about that.
What's your filler flavor? I gotta go cream cheese for me.
I mean, is there any other kind of Danish?
People like fruit in them. People are weird.
No, don't be weird. Don't discuss it. No. I'm just gonna add like the guy like, oh, if this has some ham, could be a carbonara, and the guy, the chef said, well, if my mom had a wheel, she would be a bicycle.
Yeah.
No. Just stick with the traditions. I think I'm conservative in the sense.
Yeah.
Danish has to have cream cheese.
I agree. I 100% agree.
Well,
so I have a couple more for you. So when you're going after these clients and you're sending out these emails or the calls or whatever you're doing, how do you determine what clients to go after? I know some people, they'll go through and they'll look through a client's work and website and stuff like that. and they'll target specific things. They'll be like, when they reach out, hey, I see this in your work. This is something we could do. How do you do that? How do you figure out who to get or reach out to?
Well, that's an excellent question, by the way, especially somebody who does not do this. I feel that you've got to be very self-aware. We're getting back to the same loop. You got to know what your work is. I will never go after a children's clothing brand. That's kind of not my thing. I don't cover children. I was about to say shoot children, but that's nah.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Yeah, I do not have a lot of children on my portfolio, pets. So you've got to be a little self-aware of what your capabilities and strengths are and take it from there and then do your research. I mentioned earlier that you got to do your homework.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, people who are in control are in this industry for likely as long, if not longer than you are. And they know when you're BSing, when you're emailing 200 people with the same email.
Yeah.
When you don't have any idea who they are. So it doesn't take a lot. Generally, creative directors, art buyers, producers, you name it, their work is public. So treat them like people because they are, instead of just like a means to an end.
Yeah.
And my emails, I write all my emails because I hate when I get this mass emails from somebody who cannot even put my name in the email. So like, I'm not going to do to others what I don't like when they do to me. And I was like, hey, I loved your work you did for, let's go, Toyota. And I really like the lighting. Maybe my work, it's similar to what you're producing. And it's a relationship that you build. I know this person called Jan Lempin. She's everything good in this world. She's creative and she is on the head of RPA. And Jen and I have been communicating for 5-6 years. Never worked together. She knows about Pedro. Pedro knows about her. We're constantly coming across, and you got to be patient. When I started this career, I took a workshop, and the director that I took the workshop with said that it takes between 6 and 7 years for people to start to recognize your name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, wait. And here I am, almost a decade, and just now people are starting to like, oh yeah, I know who Pedro is.
Yeah.
So it takes time, it takes constance, lots of heartbreaks, and being consistent without being creepy, really.
Yeah.
There's some people who really and to be more specific about your question, I think it's about being very honest with yourself. Is my work good for this brand? Coca-Cola, 100%, my work is ready for it. I shot Coca-Cola once already.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, my work, I'm 100% sure my work is good for Coca-Cola. American Airlines, which is right here. Yeah, no question. Genesis. So it's I think there's a little bit of soul searching before you even click on the computer. Because it's time, right? Isn't that the motto of America? Time is money. So why waste your time contacting someone that you know, and that your hearts are hearts, that you know they're much better, many better people that can do the job.
Yeah.
To be a creative, you got to be a little bit egotistical. There's no question about it. So think about the world has phones now. The world can take photos. The world can videotape things. And you're like, no, you're going to pay me for that. Everybody's doing this, but I'm so much better than you are.
Yeah.
You're going to give me money for this. I mean, there's no way that deep down I'm not a little bit of an asshole about it. You have to think like, I am better than you.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, I have to have the other side of like, yeah, that's not my square. And I think that's my approach for thing. They say that you have to pick like your 5 dream clients. I generally think that's cheesy, more than in Danish. I don't agree with that. I think you have a body of work and you can look at your body of work if you're self-aware and say, yeah, I think this would fit for this client, Royal Caribbean or don't go after tourism, please. because that's my livelihood. So,
All right, fine. I won't.
uh, so yeah, to make long short, I think it's a matter of like knowing your work and where your niche is.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of square you are in, and go after it.
That's very similar to what I've heard people tell me about looking for agencies to represent them. Is you also have to look at these agencies and see who they are representing, and either see if, one, you're filling a void they have, or two, you fit in line with their client's work. And that was something that was pretty interesting to have pointed out to me.
Yeah, talking about like agents, like representation.
Yeah.
Which is, it's very controversial at this time, honestly. I think agencies still have their place, but with this centralization of information, we've been asking lots of questions about where this place is. I know my agent, if he hears this, is going to be really upset. But we've been, because it's a big chunk. You think having an agent is great to have extra arms, people who are in the industry for longer than you are, and can duck the minefields. But it's not cheap. It's like 25-30% what you make.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a big chunk. Can be worth a car. You know, I think when I was from the beginning of my career, I thought having an agent would solve all my problems and I would get hundreds of jobs. And the reality has been different. The past 3-4 years, most of the jobs we shot together came from my efforts. That's to say, not to dismiss the importance of agents, but it's about, you can do it yourself. If you cannot find an agent that is going to represent you, focus on bettering your craft, focusing on shaking more hands and contacting people. There are agencies there that pay really well, and they do not care if you have an agent or not. Some agencies will not do business with you unless you have a representative. I think the business side of advertising is a very dark, fuzzy area that you need somebody to help you navigate. But you can, I think having a producer is very good for you.
Yeah.
Want to say you on talking to your audience, not just you.
Right. And me.
Yeah, just like everybody. Producers know money, they know business. And again, it's by doing that they're going to be learning things. I can write an estimate now. 5 years ago, I had no idea what was markups, what was anything.
Yeah.
And so don't be discouraged if an agent does not want to represent you, because again, it's a hard no, breaks your heart. Like I'm not good enough for this and that. There is lots of businesses and money on the realm of agentless business. Don't be discouraged. Just keep connecting. Again, I promise you that you're not going to contact an agent and say, "Oh my goodness, I'm so glad you contacted me, Brian. I was looking for somebody exactly like you."
Yeah.
Right? It takes years of communicating and connecting, and again, more and more, the role of an agent in this industry is being, I don't want to say question, but I would say question.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah. So I don't want to take a whole lot more of your time. I basically have 2 more things I wanted to touch on. So the first one being, where do you get your inspirations from?
Oh, life, man.
Yeah.
I know that's going to sound super poetic.
No, I mean, I 100% agree.
Almost heartbreaks, love. I know this sounds very poetic, but it is not. I just wrote a script based on this huge loss that I had in my life. In 7 years, in the span of 3 years, I lost 2 of the most important people in my life. And I'm still devastated. Just walking around like my world is not the same. And the way I have to expel it, to exercise it, is writing. Put it into, I just created with my good friend, Shad, great, Windham, I think that's his last name, DP. And it came out of my grieving process and Shad's grieving process. He was losing a dog for cancer as well. And And that's it. I was seeing, I don't remember where I saw that the biggest speedy of this world, and you overprotect yourself from the life experiences that you don't feel, so you don't feel pain. Mm-hmm. But in the process, you don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So to feel love and rage and, I don't want to get into politics, but you feel like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's what moves me. How can I protest, have my voice heard? Because, we are in a place of privilege. Social media sucks now, but we still have lots of people who hear what we say.
Yeah.
So I think giving a meaning to this, it's what moves me. Just what I want to put out there. And it's not just bad things. It's just like a feeling loved, or a summer break, or hot summer night with ice cream. This all inspire me. It's just things, little things that starts as a seed. And again, my favorite word in the English dictionary is serendipity. You get the little seed, and it's sprout into a whole forest. And that was deep. And my biggest inspiration is life, because we live in this crazy theater in which it's a Brazilian soap opera. Life is a soap opera. You wake up and you have no idea if it's going to be a good day, or if you're going to forget your bag at home. Or
yeah, for real.
You have no control over that. No, that inspires me. I think that's one of the things that inspires me. Thanks for asking this question, by the way.
Yeah, you're welcome. So to finish it up, because I've taken up so much of your time today already.
Like I say, I'm happily unemployed today. So
good. After this, I get to clean my studio and then prep for a project I have tomorrow. So that'll be a fun day.
That's life, baby.
It is. It sure is. I had a shoot up here yesterday, just like a little creative portrait session. And I checked my calendar. I was like, nobody's coming in after me. None of the renters are going to be here till after I'm gone. I was like, I'm not fucking cleaning today. I'm just going home.
Hey,
so I just left.
Have to run for a little procrastination.
It was great. So what is some of the stuff you're currently working on, or you're currently working towards? And then also, what should people look for from you? I know you just posted your surfing photos, and those are really great. I was checking those out.
Yeah. That one's a cool one. It's a personal project. It's called Native Like Water. It's this group of Native Americans reconnected with the ocean and the land, and literally carving their surfboards and tailoring their kayakis. It was fantastic. That was actually cool. If you want to check it out, it's already posted. Super excited to see what comes out of Visit Belize. That was pretty amazing to shoot. What else am I working on?
Well, whenever you go back to Belize, if you need someone to carry some stuff in Belize next time, let me know.
It's not a problem at all. I just directed a motion spec in Oregon with some of my best buddies, and I'm cutting that. That should be really, really cool. Yeah, I have a lot going on. I'm doing some art directing for another brand. So yeah, thankfully, knock on wood, this year has been very, very busy. So there's a lot of Pedro all over.
Good. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you get putting out. I really enjoyed the surfing imagery. I've always liked that general style of imagery anyway, as well as surfing and just enjoying
That's life. A weird thing, because I almost died when I was drowning. So for somebody who had that kind of experience, I have no business loving to be in the water like I do. I just love being in the ocean. It's just like fantastic. We're diving in Belize, and we're shooting in water, underwater. And then right after this, I did a Native Like Water. And I shouldn't like big bodies of water like I do this much. But I love being in the ocean, love being in the water. So those are kind of my natural elements.
Yeah. That's great. So how did you almost die in the water? What happened?
Oh, it's, again, I was 7, and Brazil's rivers are actually pretty strong, have actually pretty strong currents.
Wow.
And I was with my uncle, and I don't really know. Next thing I know, I'm just tumbling and drinking water more than I should. And
jeez.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Water's scary.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 7. And my
Jeez.
like, oh, never. To learn how to swim, I had to do behind her back because she, you know, I mean, wanted me near any water other than a glass of water.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's the obsession because she never let me be in the water.
Maybe.
And all of a sudden, I get myself diving under Red Sea or Belize or shooting Native American surfers in San Diego. So it's almost like a 360.
That's awesome.
Hopefully stays here, just being underwater, not drowning again. So
yeah. Well, cool. Well, I really appreciate your time today.
Sure.
It was really nice to chat with you too. It's cool when I get to chat with like other photographers in Texas or with like similar backgrounds and stuff.
Technically neighbors. You gotta come to Dallas and
I'll be in Dallas in end of August, I think.
Yep. I think I'm gonna be home.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
No promises. It's funny. This is Jim buddy that asked me, I think it was last week, where the hell was Pedro this week? And I say, you're officially a friend. Because the question that all my friends, where are you gonna be this week? And I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm home today through the end of the week. That's all I know. We're gonna be next. So it's up to you.
Well, I appreciate your time. So your website, Pedro and the World, like the letter N, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your Instagram is just your name, right?
Can I put it here?
Yeah, I'll put it all right.
Can I do a little?
I can't reach your screen. You're above me on my can. And there you go. I don't know where you'll be in the edit though. You might be there or down there.
Somewhere here. I can't put it in my damn Instagram.
Yeah, I'll put all your stuff. Yeah, that's awesome. And so do you have like a YouTube channel where you put your videos and stuff or any of your film work?
I have a Vimeo, but it's more for when I'm sending to our buyers so they can. I mean, I generally don't even know. Because I never I want to be a YouTuber or anything like that. It's just, it's like a Dropbox that is constantly there.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So sorry for this.
Hey, you know what? I'm just going to edit this out. No one will ever know.
Yeah.
No, it'll be great. Cool. Well, yeah. Thank you again. And I hope you had fun.
I did. It was nice. I feel like a little egotistic now because I was just answering questions, never asked questions about.
I am totally okay with that because in my test episode I did where it was just a technical test, it was a buddy of mine and we just talked the whole time. And then he started interviewing me. So I talked for like an hour straight about myself. And I'm just like, nobody wants to hear about me for an hour.
That is so not true. That is so not true. You're the idealizer of this whole project. So I should have been a little more.
No,
it's I apologize.
It's great because I know my perspective on things. I like to hear other people's perspective on things.
Yeah. Next time I'll interview Brian more.
That's right. We'll do a part 2.
Yeah, there you go. What's the part 2? Sounds good.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, man.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you.
Bye.